Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a chariot to begin. Wonderful. I love the chariot. Cancer energy might have something to do with the home, your kind of domestic situation, your living situation. I feel like you're really, I feel for some reason there's some uneasiness at home right now. Yeah. I don't know if you are in the process of moving or if you're in the process of settling in. Right? Because I feel like we haven't yet taken our shoes off and relaxed, that there's something there's some business we need to attend to before we can, just put our pajamas on and kick back, right? Let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on here. I'm getting that home vibe, but we'll see what goes. And now we've got the Death card. I wonder if in some way we're leaving home. Yeah. Or I wonder if there's something that we feel is home. It could be something very familiar. It could be, it could be a relationship, I guess. We'll see. We got the Death card. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got an Eight of Wands, Princess of Wands, and Three of Pentacles. I kind of feel like we're leaving home on this new adventure to kind of find something that works for us, right? I almost get this idea of this is where we first leave home to go get a job, right? That we're going traveling, we're going on a big journey, and we're gonna have some experiences, right? We've got the Art or Temperance card. We've got the Fool. Yeah, there's that journey, right? There's that kind of walkabout. There's the Star card. Beautiful. And we've got the Five of Pentacles. So we do have your Power card. We're going to ring the bell. Ring the bell anytime we get a Power card. This is the Art or Temperance card. And this is the card that rules the sign of Sagittarius. Okay? And this is in your general energy. So I feel like right now, this is really the time where you feel empowered. I think that you're going to be feeling almost invincible, right? We're feeling like we are up for the challenge. And this card sometimes it's about challenge. Sometimes this is about us volunteering for that very difficult task and feeling like I can't wait to do it, right? So I think there is a quest that you're setting out on. See the Five of Pentacles here. Again, this idea of disruption, of some sort of uneasiness in your kind of home life, your living situation. I feel like what that really means is that we're making a big change in our familiar surroundings. You're putting yourself into unfamiliar territory, all right? And with the Death card too, I feel like you're leading the way. This is you at the cutting edge of something. Yeah, so you're doing something you've never done before. You're leaving your comfort zone. You are, you're pushing the envelope, right? You are innovating. You're cutting your own way through the jungle here. And it's unfamiliar territory. And I think that this is a quest that you are very happy about. You're very ready for it. You're confident. You have a strategy. You know kind of what you're going to be doing, how you're going to approach it. You're having a heck of a lot of fun doing it. And you've prepared for this. You have made sure that your bags are well packed, that the car has all the supplies you need, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put it down right here. Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us our confirmation at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. We can do it together as a group exercise. All right, let's take a look around the room. Excuse me while I hit the cough button there. We've got major arcana galore. We've got quite a bit, right? We've got Chariot, we've got Death, we've got Art, Fool, and Star. Lovely names. Sounds like a wonderful group of friends here. This is kind of the idea of a lot of like new beginnings, a lot of change. It's like we're setting out on this new adventure. The Chariot card, obviously, it's a chariot, it's a vehicle, it's movement, right? The Death card is about change. It's usually the slow, kind of gradual change. And the Fool, though, the Fool is that kind of that freedom to be whoever we want to be. The freedom to kind of create ourselves. It's kind of like you're leaving, with the Fool especially, and it's in the position of your environment, right? I feel like this Fool is the traveler of the I Ching, right? Where we're touring the universe. And we're not trying to influence things. We're not trying to change anything that we observe, any place we go. And we don't want those places to really change us, Not in a fundamental way. We're gaining experience, and that experience will be distilled into higher wisdom and understanding, and we see that with the Star card here. But the Fool is that energy that can wander anywhere and remain relatively unchanged, right? Doesn't really interfere with the world. Is just a silent observer. Yeah. Doesn't get involved. Just wants to explore and witness things. Yeah. So I feel like you have a lot of this kind of curiosity, that we want to witness things, that we want to get out of our comfort zone. And I still feel like maybe this is more of just a kind of a metaphor, but I feel like this is you getting out of your hometown for the first time and traveling the world and just, getting a backpack and going and doing these things that, don't really have a definite purpose. It's not part of really some larger goal. It's just, I want to just go explore. I want to just go walk around the woods, Don't know what I'll find. There's really no intention. There's no destination set. I just want something different, right? We see the Five of Pentacles at the end, and that's change. That's you literally moving things around, right? So let's start with the Chariot card. I think you're somebody that has been appreciative of your familiar surroundings. That maybe you've stayed in the same place for a long time, spiritually, domestically, professionally, personally, right? Artistically even. That it's been a familiar ride. That we've driven around town and we're very familiar with the town, I think about my hometown out in the Bay Area of California. And I think about how, even in my mind right now, I can drive down all of the streets and remember what it looked like, remember where everything is, right? Remember what the trees looked like, remember where all my friends used to live. Very familiar. It wasn't a very large town. I'm sure it's changed now. I haven't been there in 10 years probably. But it's very familiar, right? And now I don't know if you've done this, but that first time you moved away from your familiar surroundings, you moved out of your hometown, you're in a strange place. It's not familiar. Remember how that felt? I do. You can't really put it into words. It felt new, felt strange. It felt exciting, right? It felt weird because I don't know this place. I don't know my way around. I'd have to check a map, figure out how to get places. And it felt like we didn't really belong. It felt like we were strangers, right? But over time, you get your first apartment or whatever, and you stay there for a few weeks, few months, a year or two go by, and now it feels like home. Now it's like, oh yeah, I know where the store is. I know where the gas stations are, like everything, Maybe we've made some friends. We've walked familiar paths, around the neighborhood or something, and it becomes familiar. It becomes familiar. I think you're kind of in search of that feeling of being a stranger again somewhere. And really it could be going to a new school, getting a new job, getting a promotion at your current job. We just want something new. I want to feel the unfamiliar again. So I think that's what we're talking about here with this card anyway. I think we're ready for that. And with the death card on top of that, I feel like something has prompted this for you. It's the death card. It may be literally the death of a loved one has encouraged you, motivated you to just get out of here, right? And if that's true, I'm really sorry that you lost someone. They're still with you. They're still in spirit, and they're still aware of you, right? And they want to see you happy. Okay. But I think in a larger context, this card is about that cutting edge of things, about that being a stranger, being the one to kind of, we're pushing ourselves into new and unfamiliar territory. We're the ones with the machete cutting through the jungle. Never been here before. No one has, right? So I don't know exactly what you're doing. I don't know if this is career or if it's family, friends, if this is just pushing yourself into new activities or areas of exploration, new forms of study or meditation or devotion, worship, religious practices, whatever it is. New and unfamiliar creative endeavors. Yeah. But I feel like you're forging your own path here. And you want it to be, I feel like that's kind of what's leading you. The unfamiliar, right? And as long as it's still unfamiliar, you're following that unfamiliar path. If something feels familiar, I feel like you kind of go the other way, right? That we're using that as kind of a way to guide ourselves through. And that search, it's like we want to be the stranger. Yeah. And I like it. I like it very much. And I feel like part of that is this Eight of Wands because you're somebody with a lot of creativity. I feel like you have a lot of ideas. And I feel like the creativity comes out of you just in whatever you're doing. You have a natural talent about yourself. But in the typical routine kind of life, it's hard for you to really express that. I mean, there's only so many ways that you can be creative, like washing your clothes or doing the dishes, I feel like there's this energy in you that in this familiar place it felt kind of trapped. Because the Eight of Wands is a lot of creative energy that's not able to really find something to connect with. It goes out, it tries to touch things, but it keeps coming back. It's just not connecting with anything, really strongly. And so it could create anxiety. And I think this is sometimes that restless feeling where I'm anxious, I'm restless, I don't know why. It's like in our hearts, we got the jazz hands, Because we need something else. We need a newness. We need to be a stranger. We need to feel sometimes like we are doing something for the first time. That we're in a new place, doing something new. And it feels like then all of this energy we have inside of us, all this creativity, all this confidence, all this will, right, all this fire is needed for something. It's required of me. I feel like you're someone that you can go through life because you have such a refined skill about you that your comfortable life that we're talking about, kind of your hometown life, is almost effortless. It's so easy. You know where everything is in the town. You can kind of close your eyes and just walk to every store. You don't have to worry. It takes no effort. And I think that bugs you. I think we want effort. We want to do something, be involved in something that is going to need our effort. But in that routine kind of hometown life, I don't feel like you're challenged enough. I don't feel like I feel like you're lifting weights that are way too light for you. We need something heavier, right? That forces us to really get the blood pumping, So that brings us over to the Princess of Wands up here at the top. I think you're realizing that it is this kind of sense of adventure that appeals to you. And maybe even in this hometown life that we're talking about, you found yourself doing impulsive things just to feel something, right? Just to have that kind of effort. And it may be some risky behavior or something like that, but I feel like it's really just this, I'm getting the image of somebody that's just like running as fast as they can, as hard as they can, just to exhaust themselves, So I kind of feel that there's this need for you to get this energy out. Yeah. And I think you're the kind of person that I think maybe you have trouble sitting still sometimes. And that's because, there's too much time for that. I don't want to sit still because I'm allowed to, I don't want to do it because I can. Right? We have so much time to relax. It's like when people go on vacation or something and they think, well, I got 2 weeks off from work, I'm going to just relax. As soon as you start trying to relax, you realize, I don't want to. I don't want to relax. I want something to do. And I think we take our vacations and we start tinkering around the house, or we plan trips, somewhere. Because idling is not in your nature. And so I think you find little things to do, whatever it might be. I wonder too if you're a tinkerer. Maybe this is the tinkering energy. Maybe it's not the risky behavior. Maybe it's the tinkering. Because I feel like you're doing things just to do them. So maybe you're just like, you're the person that will, cut a wire in the car and be like, oh, car's broken. I guess I got to take the weekend and fix the car. That you're creating things for yourself to do. Because we want to be active. We want to have something we want to be needed for something in that way, right? And not in the emotional way. See, if we look around here, we don't see, let me just double check. We don't see any cups, right? It's not the emotional need to be useful. It's that we want there to be something in life that needs our effort and energy. Not emotionally, but like vitally, physically, right? And creatively. And, let's go down here to the Four of Swords next. Four of Swords is what is down beneath the surface within you. And the Four of Swords, I think, is, in some ways, it's us resolving, or maybe not resolving, resigning ourselves to this hometown kind of life. There's nothing wrong with hometowns, right? I love my hometown. And I think a lot of people never leave the hometown. And that's fine. I envy those people. But for some of us, that does not sound like fun, right? But I think in your life, this Four of Swords is that part of you that just feels like, I'm never going to find the thing. You know, this is almost just a sad acceptance of reality. Like, this is life, you know? And, you know, I don't know if you're in your hometown. I don't know what it is, but I know that it feels familiar. And I know that you have this energy that wants to do something unfamiliar, but there's that part of you that says, this is just what life, this is what it means to be an adult, didn't you know? This is what we've got to fight against. This is the only swords card in the whole reading, and this is the swords card that just says, you know, it is what it is. I guess that's just what being an adult means, right? Then we go over here to the Path of the Serpent, and as we do this, of course, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. All right. And show this video some love. Give it a like. Leave a comment for me, please. All right. The Art or Temperance card. I think this is, like I said, this is your power card. This is you wanting to be challenged, wanting to be tried and tested. You want Spirit to give you a big, you know, task. You want Spirit to challenge you. You want something to do that's not easy to do. Because I think a lot of things come easy to you. That's not your fault. You're good at things, you know. But it's no fun. Right? If everything's easy, then it's just, where's the growth? Where's the challenge? So again, with that Princess of Wands and with this Art Temperance card, I kind of feel like you put yourself into those situations sometimes. Like maybe you'll break the car just so you could be, you know, you have to go fix the car. But I kind of feel there's something else there. I almost wonder if like sometimes you intentionally like get into fights with people, you know? Not fist fights, no violence, right? But sometimes you just like, you want to push something just so it pushes you back and then there's something to do. Does that make sense to you? Spirit's also telling me that there someone in your family, who's the alcoholic in the family? Somebody drinks way too much. I hope it's not you, it might be. I've struggled with alcohol myself in the past. But Spirit's telling me that somebody is kind of like actively alcoholic right now. Yeah. And sometimes it makes sense, right? That's a response sometimes to this kind of energy. Just feeling that there's nothing for me to do, right? There's nothing, there's no challenge here. Yeah, that nothing is drawing out your vital energy. And I think that leads a lot of people to drink, honestly, in my experience, anyway. It might be you, it might not be you, but Spirit's telling me that there is, somewhere here there's a lot of alcohol involved, yeah. And it might, of course, relate to this whole idea with the Temperance card. For me, when I stopped drinking, that's when I realized all of these like ambitions that I had, you know. That's when I realized all of the things that I wish to challenge myself with. Because we drink and then we just forget about it. That's kind of a Four of Swords thing. Just whatever, this is life, I'm an adult. I don't want to think about these things. I don't want to have to, you know, I don't want to think so much about my circumstances, you know. But then as soon as we stop, that's when we realize all this energy coming back up. And sometimes we drink just so the Eight of Wands doesn't show up too strongly. You know, that kind of anxiety that I got to do something. I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. Well, I was just going to have some drinks, you know, settle down a little bit. But the Fool has another way of doing things. And this is really I think that's why in the whole reading here, there's this idea that we are, we're making this big change. See, the cards of change, transcendence. We're getting out of the hometown. We've got that Three of Pentacles too. And the Three of Pentacles I was saving for the end, really, because I wanted to talk about the Pentacles together. I think we're finding a system, we're finding a flow that works. This is the Three of Pentacles. It's understanding the process of change on the physical plane. So you understand that what you need is variety. What you need is change, a change of scenery, a change of venue, a change of plans, right? And this is really your potential. Anywhere you go, anything you do, it's going to eventually become easy for you. Okay? I mean, that's I think something we have to accept about you, Sagittarius, is that eventually you're going to make it easy. So the idea here is to keep pushing forward, to keep being on that cutting edge of your life, and having, with the Art or Temperance card, having a strategy here. Because it's kind of this idea we just want to go out and do new things, but there's really no end goal in mind. Maybe we need to formulate some kind of an end goal, even if it's very, very broad, right? Because we can't just, I guess we could, just spend our life kind of as the traveler, wandering from one destination to the other, from one challenge to the other. But what's the bigger scheme of things? What's the bigger picture? That's where we get to the Star card. The Star card is giving you a little sense of there being at least way out in the distance. See, stars aren't very close to us, right? Stars are something way, way, way out there. I can barely see it. My eyes now, I can barely see them. That's the kind of goal we need. At least have something way far out in the distance, real tiny, don't even know what it is. Something to say, I got a general idea of what where I'm going with all this energy, what I'm going to do with it. We don't have to have a big plan. We don't have to have it all mapped out. It doesn't have to be all calculated and intricate, but maybe a little glimpse, a little vague idea of what we're doing here. Okay? And I think Spirit is showing that for you. Spirit is giving that to you. And it's up to you, the further along this path you get, to refine that vision, to start to see it a little bit more clearly. But I think the first step is to let Spirit illuminate everything within you. See, the light's coming down over the top to illuminate what's within you. And then it's being poured out onto the ground. It's illuminating the path in front of you. It's a two-step process, right? First is the inner illumination. You have to know all this stuff about yourself. And then you have to see that, even if it's dimly, that dimly lit path before you. Okay? And the main idea here is to start making changes in your life. And maybe this is, going back to school, getting a different job, getting a change of venue, a change of scenery. This is you in the middle of a big move, a big career shift, a big spiritual shift. I feel like you are ready for this quest. You're ready to go walk about with this Fool energy. And we have to, at this, the Fool and the Star are quite different. The Fool is very open, has no plan, has no purpose, has no agenda, has no path at all, just wanders, right? Just the wandering Fool, stumbling into one adventure after the other, right? But even in all those Fool stories, right? Parsifal and all these things, Grail quests and the holy Fool, the innocent Fool, right? The wandering Fool. It's revealed at the end of the story that there was a bigger picture all along, but the Fool had no idea. The Fool doesn't realize until the very end that, all that was part of a quest. I didn't know. I was just wandering around, right? So I think the dim vision of your holy quest is being revealed to you if you allow it, right? And we have to embrace the changes. The Five of Pentacles at the end. It's not easy. There's always going to be worries, financial concerns, I think. What Spirit's telling me is that it doesn't matter what you do. The financial stuff will take care of itself. And so I don't think you really have a problem ever finding work, finding a way to make money. I think that, going from one job to the other, or switching careers a lot, or like wearing many different hats is okay for you. You've had a long time of this kind of familiarity, this commitment, this hometown energy. Maybe it's time to go walk about, to go experiment, to go try different things, see what you like. Challenge yourself. Try to get that dim glimpse of your path. And there's going to be, it'll be changes. It'll be sometimes a little bit of worry, or a little bit of not worry, not like that Eight of Wands. This is just like things are shifting in the physical environment, but I think you like that. As long as you're the one that's kind of doing the work, or you're involved in it, as long as it's not happening to you, right? Then you thrive on that. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm so curious. I want to see some water energy because there isn't any, right? And maybe that's because we haven't yet found that thing that we truly love, that thing that we want to focus on as our kind of goal, as our star. Maybe we haven't found our quest for the Holy Grail yet. Maybe that's what we need, is that elusive, vague, rather undefinable goal, but still a goal. And then we set out on this quest, and we go through many different challenges, many different battles. It takes us to many different lands, right? Think an Ace of Cups here, that Holy Grail energy. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm 2 for 2 today. Beautiful. Beautiful Ace of Cups. This is that source of all love and blessings and miracles. And these blessings, these miracles are waiting for you out there. And it's rather elusive. It's rather dim. It's rather vague and undefinable. But they're out there. But we don't know exactly what it looks like yet. This is just the promise, right, that it's there for you. And this is the motivation for you to get out of your comfort zone and start this. This is why we have this energy here. It is because you're feeling that there's more to life. You want to have this feeling of intense joy and bliss and love and pleasure and fulfillment and satisfaction and achievement and accomplishment, right, and connection. This feeling of purpose, this feeling of having a mission, even though we don't quite know exactly what it is. But we're ready to get out there on the road and start doing it, right? Very, very nice. I love this. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius every Wednesday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.